जापान वर्सेस स्पेन, माय गॉड, जापान वो वाली टीम बन गई है जिसने बैक टू बैक एक ही टूर्नामेंट में दोनों प्रीवियस विनर्स को भैया एक कॉम्प्रिहेंसिवली हराया। अगर मैं वैसे नहीं कहूँ, अगर आप पोजीशन बेस की बात ना करें, विच इज ऑफ कोर्स, एंड आई थिंक ये कितनी बारी हमें देखने को मिलता है कि 17% पोजीशन था जापान का, 17%। एंड जैसे नेगी सर ने पहले ही बताया था कि टिकी टाका भैया बहुत ज्यादा एक्सपोज हो चुका है, एंड आई थिंक ये ज्यादा टाइम तक नहीं चलेगा। एंड जापान भैया पूरा दिखा दिया उन्होंने कि हाँ हो गया है ये एक्सपोज। और बाकी कूडोस टू जापानीज टीम, उनको भाई प्रॉपर पता था कि अगर ये टिकी टाका खेल रहे हैं तो हमें अपने पेसी प्लेयर्स को किस तरीके से यूज करना है। वो इतना ज्यादा पैनिक करे नहीं, बस वही था कि बस जो फर्स्ट गोल आप देखो वली भाई, तो उनका जब फर्स्ट गोल हुआ तो आई थिंक जो उनका वो था फाइनल थर्ड में आप देखो ना तो कुछ 7 प्लेयर्स थे। तो वही जो वो करते हैं, देवर लाइक अटैकिंग एज अ टीम एंड डिफेंडिंग एज अ टीम। जब वो डिफेंड करने पर आई थिंक 5-4-1 की समवॉट की फॉर्मेशन में उन्होंने ले ली थी। और जो उनको तो अच्छे से पता था कि स्पेन की जो पावर है भैया वो उनकी मिडफील्ड में है। तो और जब इन्होंने जर्मनी के अगेंस्ट भी यही करा था कि जर्मनी से जब इन्होंने बॉल छीनी थी, जर्मनी की मिडफील्ड में इन्होंने कॉन्स्टेंटली अटैक करा था। तो बस दे वर लाइक क्वाइट प्रिपेयर्ड, एंड स्पेन के साथ फिर ये हुआ। एंड कल आप एक इंटरेस्टिंग चीज अगर नोट करोगे, अगर एक साइड अगर आपने मैच चला के रखा और एक साइड आप टेबल देख रहे हो, तो जैसे ही आई थिंक वो हुआ था कोस्टा रिका का गोल हुआ, वो ऊपर आ गई आई थिंक जर्मनी से। फिर हाँ जापान का गोल हुआ तो फिर वो भी ऊपर आ गई थी। फिर वो ये थी कि कुछ टाइम तक जापान एंड कोस्टा रिका वर ऑन 1 and 2, तो स्पेन और जर्मनी भी लाइक बाहर होते होते फिर वो थे। लेकिन फिर वो ये जर्मनी यार,
आपका स्कार्फ
ये जो है अब गाइस मेरे लिए आंसू पोंछने के लिए रह गया है। एंड मैं बुरी उम्मीद से था, मेरा जमाल मूसियाला है, काई हावर्ट्स है, रूडिगर है, नो वन कैन इग्नोर जोशुआ किमिच। गुंडोगान की फर्स्ट मैच में कितनी अच्छी परफॉर्मेंस थी, ऑल्दो दे हार गए थे। लेकिन जब जर्मनी वो टीम बन गई गाइस आई थिंक जो मैच जीते और फिर चलो अगले दिन फ्लाइट की टिकट पकड़ो और चलो घर।
आई थिंक यार मार्जिन ऑफ एरर की अगर हम बात करते हैं ना एलेक्स, दैट हैज बीन द इशू इन द वर्ल्ड कप सो फार फॉर अ लॉट ऑफ टीम्स। क्योंकि अगर हम बात करें जर्मनी का पहला मैच जो जापान के साथ था, देयर वर प्लेंटी ऑफ चांसेस व्हिच वर क्रिएटेड इन द फर्स्ट हाफ एज वेल एज इन द सेकंड हाफ। बट या तो जापान का गोलकीपर सेव कर रहा था, या तो पोस्ट पे लग रहा था, या तो 1-on-1 चांसेस मिस हो रहे थे। एंड इफ यू डू नॉट कैपिटलाइज ऑन दोस चांसेस, अगला 3 आपको 2 मैचेस, यू हैव टू विन 2 मैचेस। The next match can turn out to be a draw, and even if you win the last game by a comprehensive manner, आप depend कर रहे हो दूसरी टीम में। So it's very important, आप ये philosophy के साथ नहीं जाना चाहिए मेरे हिसाब से कि first game में you know we can experiment with things. I think taking out Gundogan in that game against Japan was the major blow, and yes they did miss out on the chances, but I think that was a turning point for their campaign.
कह सकते हो, आप कह सकते हो, बट फर्स्ट मैच में जब इतना बड़ा एरर हुआ, या फिर आपको एरर के लिए फिर आपका एक्सपेरिमेंट जब नहीं चला, तो मेरे हिसाब से वली भाई वो चीज को ना हांसी फ्लिक को बिल्कुल ही ध्यान रखना था। उन्होंने फर्स्ट मैच के बाद बोल दिया था कि यस माय प्लेयर्स आर इन प्रेशर नाउ, दे विल बी प्लेइंग विद प्रेशर, बिकॉज डेफिनेटली मैं डार्क हॉर्स कह रहा था तो मेरे अलावा और भी काफी थे जो जर्मनी को सपोर्ट कर रहे थे। एंड वो जर्मनी को डार्क हॉर्स कंसिडर कर लिया, एक तरह से फेवरेट्स अगर ना भी कंसिडर करो, लेकिन डार्क हॉर्स तो आप कह ही सकते हो कि एक कॉम्पिटिटिव एक फॉर्मिडेबल साइड है वो। तो उसके बाद वो मैं भी वही कहूँ कि वो होना चाहिए था। काई हावर्ट्स कल मैन ऑफ द मैच बने, एंड सैडेस्ट मैन ऑफ द मैच भाई। कल मैं 2 मैच में उनको क्रिटिसाइज कर चुका था, या फिर वो बोला कि वो बस खड़े ही थे, उतना कुछ नहीं कर रहे थे। कल आई थिंक 2 गोल जो थे वो उनके एंड से आए, लेकिन आखिरी
में जो 2 गोल पड़े थे,
हाँ, लेकिन फिर वो है उनको जो मैन ऑफ द मैच की ट्रॉफी मिली है भाई, वो बिल्कुल ही मुंह उतरा हुआ उनका। हाँ, दैट वाज पॉइंटलेस। तो जापान और कोस्टा रिका के मैच की बात करो, इसमें हम इधर टैक्टिकली भी क्या ही बात करेंगे, बिकॉज नाउ इट्स अगेन पॉइंटलेस कि हाँ जर्मनी ऐसे खेले, कोस्टा रिका ऐसे खेले, तो बट खेले तो वो कैसे भी जीत गई भाई जर्मनी अटैक करके, अब बाहर, अब चले गए घर। हाँ, कोस्टा रिका के बाद में जैसे हम डिस्कशन कर रहे थे, तो जापान का ना जो पूरा फिर वो है जिस हिसाब से वो काउंटर करते हैं पूरी एज अ टीम। आई थिंक उन्हें कोस्टा रिका के अगेंस्ट दिक्कत ही हुई थी, क्योंकि कोस्टा रिका काफी बिल्कुल वो है जो सेटबैक करने वाली टीम है। तो जापान को ना आई थिंक स्पेस ही नहीं मिला कि हम उसे कैसे वो यूज करें। तो ये हाँ, तो आई थिंक ये बहुत वहां पे उनकी आई थिंक शायद उनके पास कोई प्लान भी है नहीं, शायद तभी वो पड़ गए थे। क्योंकि आई थिंक वही है कि अगर वो अटैक कर रहे हैं तो बोलो पूरा उसमें वो 100% दे रहे हैं। इट्स लाइक यू डोंट नीड टू हैव अ प्लान बी, बिकॉज प्लान बी विल डिस्ट्रैक्ट योर प्लान ए, डिस्ट्रैक्ट यू फ्रॉम प्लान ए। तो आई थिंक यही था। तो बाकी
I think आपने बिल्कुल सही कहा है. Low block के against Japan did struggle. Costa Rica relatively did have a low block in comparison to Germany and Spain. Germany and Spain के साथ हमें पता था कि majority of the ball possession will be in their favor. And Japan, all they have to do is they have to string 3 to 4 good passes. They are very direct. They have players who are technically gifted. तो आप उनका फर्स्ट टच भी अच्छा है एंड दे आर क्वाइट डायरेक्ट, तो वही उनके काम आया. एंड इवन इफ यू लुक एट द सेकंड गोल, जिसमें काफ़ी डिबेट चल रही है कि बॉल बाहर थी या अंदर थी, बहुत जगह नहीं जगह है, वो वाला मोमेंट था मेरे हिसाब से. बट यार उसके बारे में मैं आपसे भी ओपिनियन लूँगा. बट मेरे हिसाब से द बॉल वॉज विद इन प्ले. द रीज़न फॉर दैट इज़ फिजिक्स सिंपली बिकॉज द बॉल डज नॉट हैव एजेस. फर्स्ट एंड फॉरमोस्ट, एक फुटबॉल में एजेस नहीं होते, गोल होती है, इट्स स्फेरिकल इन शेप. एंड जब आप ऊपर से लेते हो, VAR भी अगर आप देखते हो, जो गोल लाइन टेक्नोलॉजी होती है, वो कैमरा ऊपर से देखता है. एंड ऑफ कोर्स द पॉइंट ऑफ कॉन्टैक्ट फॉर अ फुटबॉल इज द पॉइंट ऑफ कॉन्टैक्ट फॉर अ फुटबॉल ऑन द ग्राउंड विल बी एक पॉइंट, जैसे पॉइंट ए, बॉल आपकी है गोल. ऑफ कोर्स अब ये अगर आपको बॉल टच करवानी है कोने से, तो ये जो स्फीयर है वो खुद ऑटोमेटिकली आपको ऊपर से दिख रहा होगा कि वो टच हो रही है. इट्स ब्रेकिंग द लाइंस. So that's why it was just a matter of 1.88 millimeters or something, because of which Japan got awarded that goal. But yes, there are plenty of talking points of that. But I honestly feel कल सबसे अच्छा use हुआ है VAR का after a really really long time. And Ashish is back with us, and I'm sure he has a grin on his face because Japan have topped the group and they've
this is a great statement for the Asian football. And I'm surprised. I said. The match which Japan lost against Costa Rica, I was very surprised with their approach. This is the way Japan play. They should be playing like this in every game. Even if playing Brazil, Argentina, does not matter. They should play on their strength. And when they play on their strength, they've defeated 2 of the biggest footballing nation in the world. It's not in this World Cup. Spain and Germany.
They have been established managers as well.
20-25 साल में दोनों ने वर्ल्ड कप जीते हैं, ऐसे नहीं, बहुत पहले 10 साल पहले ही स्पेन ने वर्ल्ड कप जीता है. फिर क्या बोलते हैं, जर्मनी 2014 में वर्ल्ड कप जीता. तो लास्ट 3 वर्ल्ड कप के 2 विनर्स हैं ये. उनको हरा के ग्रुप को टॉप करना, एंड इटसेल्फ अ बिग स्टेटमेंट फॉर एशियन फुटबॉल. एंड आई थिंक आई डोंट नो द गोल, इट्स कंट्रोवर्शियल, बट आई थिंक वी हैव सीन इन दिस टेनिस में देखा है, क्रिकेट में देखा है, समटाइम द रेफरीज और द अंपायर्स दे हैव टू बैक द टेक्नोलॉजी because they feel that human eye can be wrong. They feel that technology is tested for these kind of situation. And I think if goal line technology have missed this, I'm sure that they have to release a statement. If they have committed a mistake, they will release the statement. But if say scoreline was 1-1, would that would change anything in this group?
I honestly think that Japan had a better goal difference than Germany, so I don't think it would have mattered as much. But yes, it would have given Spain hope as to, I mean, they could have scored another goal. Probably.
That's an if and but.
Yeah, that's an if and
went to score how many goals after that?
Yeah, they scored 1 more. So I think it's an interesting stat. Ashish ki lowest percentage of ball possession Japan का था, and they ended up winning this game. That's like the lowest percentage of ball possession.
मैंने क्या बोली थी एलेक्स भाई, पहले क्या बोला था मैंने, टिकी टाका का जमाना जा चुका है. कोचेस have finally find out. See, when new things, कोई भी नई टेक्निक आती किसी स्पोर्ट में, मैं और स्पोर्ट्स के एग्जांपल्स देता हूँ, कई बार आसान होता है समझाने के लिए. फॉर एग्जांपल AB de Villiers when he came and he started playing with 360 shots. The ballers were confused, the coaches were confused, but it took some time for the ballers and the coaches to adjust for that. Same way, when tiki-taka came in those 2010, 9, 8 era, Barcelona discovered that way of playing. It's not that उससे पहले passing football नहीं खेलते थे. It's just that it was an overkill of passing. They said that we don't need any striker, and they got success with it. Barca has won Champions League title playing Pedro,
right,
if you remember, as a number 9,
yes,
as a false number 9, So that was a great formula, a new thing in football, attractive thing. Even, it was like play till the opponent get bored and then score the goal, And see, it took a while, nations to, countries to, or coaches to, or clubs to climatize with it. It was Bayern who kind of, put those big bullets in that tiki-taka thing, by defeating Barcelona. If you remember 2014 when Robin and Ribery was playing there, that Dortmund versus Bayern UEFA Champions League final. And then I think, of course, in 2014 also when Spain went to the World Cup, they also faced the similar difficulties. Ultimately, thing is, see, biggest coach who invented this tiki-taka is Pep. Pep, I was telling Alex, behind the camera, that Pep, for example, who was the flag bearer for this style, has kind of made an adjustment to it. If you see the signing of Haaland, he's an anti tiki taka player. Who will have 3 touches in a full 45 minutes. मैंने देखा है Real City के game में that he has the fewest touches, less touches than Ederson for City, and you know he's still playing for Pep team. So that itself shows that Pep is kind of changing his strategy, tactics, because he believes that football is again evolving.
Right.
You know, and I'm not saying tiki taka is bad. It's just that you can't overdo sometime. You know, sometimes you have to take that risk. You know, and this thing 4-3-3 formation which tiki taka Spain and Barca played kind of also killed the number 10 use of number 10 players, you know, and I think उस चीज से भी शायद दुनिया इवॉल्व हो रही है. The emergence of Bruno Fernandes, for example,
as a number 10.
As a number 10. And you know, there was a coach was saying, with the youth scout, they were saying majority younger player want to be number 10 in their life, you know, who the big players, because they see Messi and Ronaldinho to play in that position. For example, Wayne Rooney to play in that position. They feel that number 10 is the most important position in the football pitch. But in last 5 to 10 years, the number 10 position got useless in terms, you know, we've seen the Ozil कैसे उनकी performance down हुई and उनका usage कम होने लगा. I think Bruno's
pressing was a new
emergence, right? As a number 10, the energy,
new buzzword, yes.
The energy Bruno's gave, you know, in terms of his pressing, in terms of his defending abilities, because number 10 can't be a luxury player anymore. If you want to play 4-2-3-1, number 10 needs to be like an all-rounder. Who can do tackle, who can do pressing, who can score goals, who can create goals. I think that's where football, see, as I said, sports are funny sometimes because football was football in 1990s. It was 18th century football था, आज भी football है, उस समय में number 10 होते थे. It evolves and it keep on changing. So I'm not saying that, you know, Spain, this strategy might mean not, but I think they need to also mix it up, you know. And I think they also trying to use Morata in that, you know. Morata is not that player who likes to play lots of passes. He also wants chances to be created for itself. So let's see. I think I'm not saying that it will आज से 10 साल बाद टिकी टाका की कोई बात ही नहीं करेगा, तब भी रहेगा. It just we need a updated version of it. Maybe Pep is kind of on it. He's scientist of a coach himself, you know, and I think he might be evolving a new tiki taka style in which you can have one as a luxury player like Haaland who can score goals, who just need to be there, and the remaining 10 can do the tiki taka between themselves.
Right.
Maybe. And Haaland was asked, you know, he said, I'm not getting bored, I'm fine. Until I can score goals, I'm fine with 1 or 2 touches.
Well, the game is evolving, but Luis Enrique has backed his guns and he's still sticking with the tiki taka approach. And we saw what happened yesterday. The Japan are the third team in World Cup history to be losing at halftime and making a comeback to win 2 matches in a single edition after Brazil in 1938 and Germany in 1970. So you have to, you know, give credit to Japan's mentality over here because they've beaten 2 of the finest teams, Germany and Spain. Hansi Flick and Luis Enrique, who have won the lot for Bayern Munich and Barcelona, and Germany as well.
दोनों चैंपियंस लीग विनिंग कोच
4 ट्रॉफी जीते एक सीजन में दोनों के दोनों. तो आप ये सोचे कि किस लेवल की जबरदस्त खेले यहाँ पे जापान.
Also just to expected goals का एक stat मैं देख रहा हूँ. It's not that Japan has somehow scored 2 wonder goals to win this game. They've created, their expected goal is 1.21. Spain is 1.11. So it's a 50-50 game. Even they just have 13, 14, 15% possession. Who cares about position? Ultimately, goals which wins you the game, not the position.
And let's also talk about Ashish, Germany versus Costa Rica. For a moment there, it seemed like शायद Spain भी घर जाने वाली है. And I honestly would have preferred कि अगर जर्मनी को शायद न्यूज़ पता चलती वो 2 ओन गोल मार देते और स्पेन को जाने देते, बिकॉज क्योंकि स्पेन को भी अगर बाहर निकालते उनका भी एक तरीके से बदला हो जाता. एनीवेज
पता तो ऑफ कोर्स होता है, बट यार nobody plays to lose the game.
We know that.
You know, and Germany, I think Alex की dark horses जरूर थी, but and I will point out again, Alex, sorry to point out that, but I felt from very first day they were not ready for this tournament. Even Hansi Flick is a very top manager in the world, one of the best managers in the world, but overall squad was not ready. And I think finally जो formula शायद उन्होंने कल खेला है, the Kimmich at right back, I was calling for him from very first day.
Right.
Your fullbacks are very weak. Play Kimmich. He has been naturally a fullback. Flip Lahm, who's जिसको idolize करते हैं Kimmich. When he started playing in midfield, he never stopped playing right back when required.
Right.
And I think it's on a coach. You know, he could have played the same style.
Well,
put Kimmich on right back. Put Gundogan.
Yes.
Yeah, and the Bayern, the taller Leon Goretzka, and you know the third midfield में कल कौन खेला? The third midfielder they played yesterday. That was the formation and 11 I was asking them to play, and only thing which they could have done yesterday, of course the young guy Germany में Musiala, you know, and I think only thing I've said that they could have played full work from very start. He was again, you know, he was good once he came from the bench.
Right.
And I think sometime you have to decide. I know Kimmich is like a luxury player, you know, he is the one of the best player in the world right now who can
play
in as a midfielder. But I think sometime you need to change that. You know, you have to put him where you are weak. You know, maybe to sacrifice some of his qualities. But then you have other three midfielders who are not at the Kimmich level, maybe, but they are very decent at this level, you know. They are not that bad. That quality drop इतना ज़्यादा नहीं है. So I think Germany will figure that out. Maybe in next Euros and next World Cup they will come and, you know, do something. And now the big game, can we move? I think South Korea have a big game in hand today. If you ask me, after Japan's success, because South Korea is look like the only Asian team who's remaining to do something in this World Cup. I think so, because I think Iran is out, Saudi are out, right? Qatar are out.
Tunisia. Oh, we did not. Canada. We didn't talk about Morocco. If you want to.
No, I'm just saying Asian teams. So only South Korea is remaining, and Australia has qualified. So Australia and Japan has qualified. So South Korea has a great, you know, chance in their hand. Of course, they're playing the Portugal, you know, and Wali, if you can tell us the, you know, I don't have a mobile phone, the playing 11, is Portugal going for full-fledged team, or
no,
they have rested some?
There are 6 changes to Portugal's side as well. Alex, meanwhile, would you like to say something?
Yeah, जो आपको जर्मनी के लिए फील हुआ वही मुझे बेल्जियम के लिए फील हुआ. कल देखो बेल्जियम.
तो बेल्जियम को तो मुझे पहले से देखो मैंने बोला है कि भैया ये उनका लास्ट चांस था, and then the De Bruyne statement which came, you know, and I'm still surprised. See, Lukaku, irrespective of what chances he missed.
You know what we said, Ashish, yesterday, are Belgium missing Lukaku, but it was Lukaku who was missing all the chances.
I will still come on something else in this. If Lukaku and Hazard were fit enough to be on a bench, was Martinez's call to drop them and not to play them?
I think it might be because...
See, if Lukaku missed chances, fine. I'm not talking about it. But Lukaku, after Lukaku came, then only the Belgium started making chances. So you have to give him credit to be on a right position, right time. He didn't have enough time to score that goal.
Yeah.
You know, and the players who were playing instead of Lukaku was not good enough. Lukaku did miss chances. Hazard came, he was missing throughout the game.
It's just that Lukaku was in the line of fire and he missed a couple of open chances.
I think the chances which he missed was horrendous, you know, with first touches, the header and the chest से जगह stomach हो गया, वो stomach से ball लग गई तो stomach से ball control नहीं कर पाए. See, sometimes it's better to keep it simple. You know, go for it.
Yeah.
Hit it, shoulder से मारना, because we have seen Zlatan Ibrahimovic scoring goal from his shoulders. You know, or I have seen, I think Ronaldo is also there who assisted from his shoulder once, you know, for Real Madrid or for Juventus, you know. So sometimes when you're in these kind of situations, you're not in a good form, go for it. You know, at least hit it with power, right? Instead of soft touch, go for it. यार क्या ही होगा, चांस तो वैसे ही मिस करते आ रहे हो, रिस्क लेना था. And I think I'm glad for Belgium fan that finally Martinez era is over. He said yesterday that was the last match, was emotional, right? Blah blah blah. He ditched it back three in between the game, but maybe they should have ditched the back three from the start only.
Well, yes, there were plenty of critics who were behind Martinez, and finally जाने वाले मार्टिनेज. और पोर्चुगल की लाइनअप भी मेरे सामने है, लेकिन आशीष, बिफोर वी जस्ट हेड इनटू द पोर्चुगल्स लाइनअप, मोरक्को के बारे में कुछ कहना चाहते हैं? मोरक्को एंड जापान both topping the groups. Did we expect
I think
that?
Morocco, though, if you remember, you know, when we were discussing very first day, I said, you know, that this Moroccan teams look good in terms of quality. It's just that can they, you know, click together and do well, and I think that was happened. And I think these two nations or these two teams are big example that nobody is underdog in the World Cup, right? So everybody are there on the basis of their quality and the qualification. किसी को award नहीं मिला है कि वहाँ उनको, other than host nation of course, everybody has qualified on merit. तो merit के दम पे आए हैं, तो you can't say यार ये टीम छोटी है, टीम बड़ी है. You know, if somebody have predicted this other than me, कि जापान क्वालिफाई हो जाएगा जर्मनी और स्पेन के ग्रुप में, एलेक्स और आपने तो, मैं बोलता है यार आप तो जोशी हो, पर नहीं प्रेडिक्ट किया, आप कह रहे क्या चांस ही नहीं है जापान का, you know. And but as a Japan, I would say they will do disappointed that they lost against Costa Rica, but I think to win against Germany and Spain is a big statement, and you have to give quality, you know. Morocco, for example, Croatia is the team who has played very limited, you know, ऐसा है, you know, कुछ खेला भी नहीं है तब भी qualify कर गए, because Belgium was that bad, you know, and
had plenty of chances.
Yeah, and Morocco, overall throughout the tournament, I'm saying, Croatia has just won one game and they have drawn 2 games.
काफी safe approach रहा है.
And you know,
pragmatic.
they see, sometimes you have to do that because maybe you don't have enough quality, you know. And I think Morocco, considering they've not lost any game in this group, they've won 2 games, they've drawn 1 game with 3 goal difference. They have gone ahead. I think fantastic for the African football, you know. And I think the players which are playing for Morocco now, more Moroccan origin players will start playing for them, you know. But it's a statement itself. And I think let's see that how they do in the knockout round, you know, overall.
Right. पोर्चुगल और साउथ कोरिया के बारे में बात करने वाले हैं हम यहाँ पे. फ्रांस और ट्यूनीशिया के याद है बहुत चेंजेस देखने को मिले थे फ्रांस के एंड से एंड देन इट फेवर्ड ट्यूनीशिया. हाउएवर दे डिड नॉट क्वालिफाई फॉर द राउंड ऑफ 16. यहाँ पे साउथ कोरिया माइट बी लिकिंग द लिप्स बिकॉज दे आर 5 चेंजेस, अ हैंडफुल ऑफ चेंजेस.
एक इंटरेस्टिंग फैक्ट बताता हूँ चेंजेस पे जाना. अभी मैं जस्ट खेलनाउ.com पे कमेंट्री देख रहा था तो उसमें एक पोर्चुगल के सेंटर बैक स्टार्ट पेयरिंग है. एंटोनियो सिल्वा हैं वो 19 साल के हैं और 39 डेज के. पेपे हैं वो 39 साल के हैं 279 डेज के. पेपे मेड हिज प्रोफेशनल डेब्यू बिफोर सिल्वा वाज बोर्न. अब आप लाइन अप पाइए
तो आप ये देखिए मतलब काफी ही अपने मतलब
and this lad Antonio Silva has just made his first team debut 3 months ago.
Right.
So how fast he has been tracked into the you know जब 3 महीने पहले जिसने प्रोफेशनल डेब्यू किया है he is making his debut in the World Cup itself. Another story if you ask him this World Cup.
And once upon a time Pepe was known as that relentless centre back and I'm sure Andre Silva जो idolize करते होंगे Pepe में when he was in his nappies probably and growing up as well and now he's playing alongside him so it's a dream come true. उसके अलावा Cancelo still is at left back and Diego Dalot, that's good news for us Manchester United fans, starts as a right back. So Cancelo at left, Dalot at right, Nunes is there, Ruben Neves at central midfield, Vitinha, João Mario starts, Horta on left. लेकिन एक बंदा चाहे कुछ भी हो जाए, चेंजेस हो ना हो, वो खेलेगा. और वो बंदा कौन है आपको पता है?
बड़े भैया.
You know who takes the shots over here. तो यार रोनाल्डो के बारे में चलो पूछते हैं. Alex, do you think it's necessary for him to start or he just wants to, you know, मेसी से ऊपर जाना चाहते हैं या इक्वल जाना चाहते हैं आज के मैच में और just basically him?
मैं तो ये बोलूंगा आई थिंक रोनाल्डो आज बिल्कुल वो कंफर्म करवाने आ रहे हैं कि देखो अगर आज कोई मेरे को ऐसे थ्रू बॉल या फिर वैसे कोई क्रॉस देगा ना तो देखो प्रॉपर मैं टच लेके तुम्हें दिखाऊंगा. ठीक है, ऐसी बात नहीं है कि मैं नहीं ले सकता. ये है पोर्चुगल के बारे में बात करें तो डेफिनेटली ब्रूनो हैज बीन फिनोमिनल पर समवेयर डाउन द लाइन मुझे लग रहा है कि थोड़ी जो डिफेंसिव प्रॉब्लम्स है ना पोर्चुगल की और वो भी बिल्कुल सेकंड हाफ से थोड़ा दिखना शुरू होता है. ऐसा लगता है एक्सपोज हो गए या फिर लाइक दे आर टायर्ड आउट वैसे कुछ भी कह लो. तो यहाँ पर फिर मेरे को है कि शायद कोरिया मे बी ड्रॉ करवा दे मे बी. बाकी फिर वही है कि ब्रूनो तो से तो मैं आज भी उम्मीद करूंगा कि वो या तो असिस्ट कर दे या तो स्कोर तो कर ही दे.
राइट. एक इंटरेस्टिंग फैक्ट आपको बताता हूँ आशीष. पॉल बेंटो हु इज द मैनेजर ऑफ साउथ कोरिया. So the last time South Korea and Portugal faced off in a World Cup was way back in 2002. Similar situation थी, but Portugal was on the receiving end. Portugal had to win that game. They eventually lost, and Paul Bento was a member of that Portuguese team. He's now the manager of South Korea. He's not in this match. The reason for that is because he got sent off in the previous match. So क्या इमोशंस चल रहे होंगे उनके बीच?
उनके इमोशंस तो होंगे. ओवरऑल पूरे ग्रुप में बहुत इमोशंस हैं.
राइट.
पोर्चुगल भले क्वालिफाई हो चुकी है बट दे आर स्टिल नॉट सिक्योर्ड टॉप स्पॉट. घाना अगर जीतती है उनके भी 6 पॉइंट हो जाएंगे बट गोल डिफरेंस पोर्चुगल का बेटर है. तो पोर्चुगल इज लुक्स लाइक दे विल गो एज अ फर्स्ट यू नो टीम. बट ऑल अदर 3 टीम्स साउथ कोरिया अगेन जैसे हमने बोला था लॉटरी ट्यूनीशिया के हाथ में थी. साउथ कोरिया के हाथ में लॉटरी है. इफ साउथ कोरिया विंस दिस गेम they will have 4 points. If say Uruguay win this game, they will have 4 points. If they draw, Ghana will have 4 points.
Right.
So there are the chances are 2 teams again, you know, fighting on goal difference, head to head, yellow cards.
Yeah.
Anything can happen. And I think the changes made by Portugal kind of
go in favor of South Korea.
दे में भी जीभ में जो पानी आता है ना भूख लगती है तो वो हो रहा होगा साउथ कोरिया के मन में कि यू नो कैन वी विन दिस यू नो इवन इफ वी आर आउट लेट्स ट्राई टू विन इट जस्ट लाइक कोस्टा रिका yesterday went against Germany you know even Germany eventually win it but Costa Rica went against Germany because it was a last hurrah for them. And I think this South Korean team has kind of disappointed me overall, especially the game against Ghana. I thought they could have done better in that game and Ghana was not coming in a rich form in this tournament you know and losing against Ghana was not a great thing for South Korea. So South Korea finally have a big chance if you ask me you know in terms of making an impact in this World Cup. Just like can they take inspiration from their brothers Japan and the other Asian brothers Australia to be a third team from Asia to qualify for the round of 16? That's a big question to be asked.
And Heung-min Son, हाँ जी बोलो Alex you.
आज है रोनाल्डो वर्सेस किम and also Kim.
आज रोनाल्डो बड़े भैया भी है और सन भी है. तो ह्यूंग-मिन सन की अगर हम बात करें ह्यूंग-मिन सन हैज more goals in Europe's top 5 leagues than any other South Korean player, which is 137 in the last decade or so. So आपको पता है कि Heung-min
But
Son
he is
will
not
be-
able to set this World Cup on fire.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of dependency on him. I think there isn't that cohesive unit that we expect.
But do you think that his position need to be changed? He should not play this. Should play the secondary striker, center forward. He has done that for Tottenham, you know, and he's been played as a left winger where he's always against 2 versus 1. So I think the impact he's not able to create. Maybe put him on number 10, put him in a free role or something like that. You know?
आज he is playing on left winger.
Yeah, he played throughout the World Cup in the left wing, I think.
What he's saying is उनको शायद नंबर जैसे नेमार को नहीं नेमार नहीं जैसे मतलब नंबर 10 पे खिला सकता हूँ.
तो जैसे 2 ली खेल रहे हैं, एक ली नंबर 10, एक ली नंबर 10, नंबर 18, 2 ली है इनके पास. जैसे किम है पीछे तो 2 ली भी है इनके पास. तो मे बी एक ली को हटा के लेफ्ट विंग पे सॉन को नंबर 10 डाल देते तो सन ली हो जाता. तो मे बी थोड़ा मुझे जैसे they need to change it, you know.
He needs to have a free role.
Not free role, he just need a more space to make an impact. He is not that player who can, you know, of course he can dribble past couple of players. We have seen during the Tottenham the goal he scored from half line, you know, when he dribble past 4-5 players to score that goal. He has that quality, but as a main player for your country, sometimes you need that freedom to attack more, you know. You should not have enough more defensive duties like you have in a club career. So I think he has not set this World Cup on fire, but you know, if you ask me, what a stage to do it.
Definitely.
To rectify it, you know, and if he can set the stage on fire today, can break many hearts at Ghana and Uruguay, you know, if he can do that.
It's a massive game, and like you said, there's another massive game coming up. 2002 की बात हम कर रहे थे Portugal and South Korea को लेके. अब 2010 में आते हैं. एक बहुत ही इनफेमस इंसिडेंट हुआ था. हमारे लुइस सुआरेज उसमें इन्वॉल्व थे, घाना के प्लेयर्स में इन्वॉल्व थे.
फुटबॉल से ज्यादा वो वॉलीबॉल खेल रहे
वहाँ
थे.
पे वॉलीबॉल खेल रहे थे. घाना जैसे कल हमने देखा ना जापान का 1.88 मिलीमीटर्स थे जिसकी वजह से जर्मनी बाहर हो गई. वैसे ही घाना भी जो थे कुछ मिलीमीटर्स दूर थे. अगर वो हाथ नहीं आता they would have gone through, but Asamoah Gyan had that penalty, he fluffed it, फिर penalty shootout में यूरुग्वे जीती. एंड लुइस सुआरेज ने भी ये कहा मेरी कोई गलती नहीं थी. उसके बाद उनको पेनल्टी भी मिली थी और उन्होंने पेनल्टी भी मिस की थी. तो यार ऑल्दो घाना ने ये बोला है एलेक्स कि they will not be playing for revenge, but deep down we all know that they will be playing for it.
How can मतलब जैसे कहते हैं ना यार ये सिर्फ आप कैमरे के लिए बोल रहे हो, बट मेरे को तो लगता है कि डीप डाउन उनके मन में होगा. और ऑफ कोर्स ये उनके पास इतना बड़ा रेट्रीब्यूशन वाला चांस है. आज अगर घाना जीती है तो पूरा मीडिया फिर इसे ऐसे ही प्रमोट कर रहा होगा, फाइनली रिवेंज टेकन. तो मेरे हिसाब से जिस हिसाब से उरुग्वे का हम फायर पावर कंसिडर कर रहे थे वली भाई की, दे हैव कवानी, दे हैव दिस नूनेज, वेल्वर्डे एंड अपना सुआरेज, तो उस हिसाब से ना इन्होंने परफॉर्म करा नहीं है. कभी अंडरवेलमिंग से ही रहे हैं. तो फिर घाना आई थिंक इस फॉर्म का तो पूरा फायदा उठाएगी डेफिनेटली. एंड दे विल मेक श्योर कि इस बार कोई पेनल्टी वाला सीन ना हो. हम गेम को ना यहीं पे खत्म कर दे, बिल्कुल 2-1, 3-1 जो भी हो वहीं खत्म कर दे. एंड इट शुड बी अ क्लियर एंड क्लीन विक्ट्री.
And Ashish, if you look at Ghana, so they have impressed because Ghana have scored in their last 7 games and could equal Nigeria's record of 8 for an African nation at the tournament. So they've done decently well. और उनका अगर कोई एक डेंजर मैन होने वाला है आदिश, I think Mohamed Kudus. He's been in really good form.
Ajax player which is already linked to various clubs.
Yes, so and we also have Andre Ayew, Jordan Ayew and Inaki Williams. So there's plenty of quality there. And if you talk about Uruguay, so Darwin Núñez is there and Luis Suarez. So okay, so that's good news for Ghana as well as for Uruguay. They have a score to settle, and I think even Luis Suarez wants to silence a few critics.
I think they have rotated these Suarez and Cavani both throughout this tournament, you know. So they have been kind of sharing pitch with Núñez. I think, see, Uruguay, I will not say they've disappointed, but I didn't feel that, you know, with having 2 veterans as attacking power, you know, I think they could have used Núñez more. I will be very honest, you know, because he's the future of Uruguay, and maybe could have used Cavani and Suarez as a super subs, you know. And I think that's the mistake maybe Uruguay has committed, and maybe these 2 players are too big to get dropped, you know. And I think I'm sure now Cavani goes out, Suarez plays, so still, you know, I think disappointment from Uruguay side is I think they had good enough quality other than Cavani and Suarez to make impact in this World Cup. They have not made impact till now. They are of course bottom of their group, but I think again
anything is possible.
You know, we have seen Costa Rica recovering from that humbling defeat from Germany and to make impact in this World Cup. So Uruguay, if they can defeat Ghana today and they go through, and if say Portugal wins against South Korea, all possibilities are still open. And Argentina is a big example. Argentina, when started this World Cup, they were looking like a very bad team. I think they look like one of the most improved team by the time group stage have ended.
Peaking at the right moment.
You know, the tournaments are always like that. You have to peak at the right moment. You can't peak early, you can't peak late. You have to peak at the right moment. And I think somehow Uruguay has a chance to do it. See, once you are on a round of 16 anything is possible since then. Maybe Cavani and Suarez can still make a more impact than the group stage. Group stage there are chances of draws, right? When you round of 16 penalties आता है, मैच खींचता है, then you need those experienced players to come on, make those chances by their own. तब मैच ओपन रहता है, दोनों टीम जीतने की कोशिश करती है. ग्रुप स्टेज में ना ड्रॉ के चांसेस बढ़ जाते हैं, और वही हुआ उनके साथ. उन्होंने एक ड्रॉ हुआ है, एक हारे हैं. If they can win this game, maybe they have a chance or something in this group to go ahead.
एलेक्स, हमने इनके बारे में बात की थी, कवानी, नूनेज, सुआरेज. अभी फिलहाल नूनेज और सुआरेज स्टार्ट कर रहे हैं, लेकिन वैल्वर्डे हैज बीन क्वालिटी फॉर यूरुग्वे. नॉट सो मच फॉर यूरुग्वे, एज अ मैटर ऑफ फैक्ट रियल मैड्रिड के लिए काफ़ी इंप्रेस किया. बट बेंटेकोर, अगर आप उनका मैच देखें पोर्चुगल के अगेंस्ट, ही वन पोजेशन 19 टाइम्स अगेंस्ट पोर्चुगल, विच इज मोस्ट बाय अ प्लेयर इन अ 90 मिनट ऑफ अ वर्ल्ड कप गेम सिंस ब्राजील्स मोरो सिल्वा इन 1994 अगेंस्ट यूएसए. तो आपके डिस्ट्रॉयर वहाँ पे बेंटेकोर होंगे. वैल्वर्डे इज ऑल्सो नोन फॉर हिज एबिलिटी टू इंटरसेप्ट एंड अटैक, लेकिन एट द सेम टाइम आई थिंक देयर नीड्स टू बी फ्लेयर फ्रॉम हिज एंड. थोड़ी प्ले मेकिंग एबिलिटी भी होनी चाहिए आई थिंक, क्योंकि वो मिसिंग है यूरुग्वे में, बिकॉज ऑफ विच दे आर नॉट एबल टू क्रिएट सम चांसेस. सो यार ऑल इन ऑल मुझे लगता है एक एजी मैच होने वाला है दोनों के बीच, एंड आई थिंक इट माइट बी अ 1-0.
Yeah, you never know. It's a very close game.
In favor of Wali, I'm not too sure क्योंकि it's pretty balanced out. तो मैं आप दोनों की प्रेडिक्शंस लेता हूँ, सिंस यहाँ पे नेशनल एंथम्स वगैरह भी स्टार्ट हो गए. तो सबसे पहले आशीष आप बताइए, पोर्चुगल.
अच्छा, मैं इंटरेस्टिंग चीज पढ़ रहा था, एक फैक्ट. एक साउथ कोरिया का प्लेयर है, ठीक है, एंड व्हेन दिस टूर्नामेंट स्टार्टेड ही इज एट 1000 में फॉलोअर्स थे उसके इंस्टाग्राम में. वो इतना स्मार्ट है कि उसके मिलियन फॉलोअर्स हो गए हैं. लड़कियां पागल हो गई पूरी दुनिया में, यू नो, उसके लिए. गोल कुछ मारा ही नहीं उन्होंने. मैं पढ़ रहा था, आई थिंक एक स्टोरी आई थी. आई विल टेल यू द नेम ऑफ द प्लेयर, एंड यू नो उसके मिलियन फॉलोअर्स हो गए हैं ड्यूरिंग द वर्ल्ड कप नाउ. तो फिर क्या बोला है,
क्या किया उसने ऐसा?
कुछ नहीं किया, बस इतने स्मार्ट दिखते हैं तो इस चक्कर से उनके इतने फॉलोअर्स हो गए हैं.
वैसे भी आजकल के पॉप और गे ड्रामा का क्या कहते हैं जमाना है, तो के फुटबॉल भी सही. तो
मैं नाम बताता हूँ, एक सेकंड ढूंढ के, बिकॉज़ अभी मैं दिन में ही वो स्टोरी देख रहा था.
अब जापान की विक्ट्री के बाद मैं भी एनीमे देखना शुरू करूंगा. फुल मेटल.
या हिज नेम इज साउथ कोरियन स्ट्राइकर चू गू संग. ठीक है, ये जब टूर्नामेंट स्टार्ट हुआ था, फॉलोअर इंस्टाग्राम में इनके मतलब 1000 में फॉलोअर्स थे, अब इनके 1.6 मिलियन हो गए हैं.
अच्छा,
इतने स्मार्ट दिखते हैं.
ऑलराइट, तो अ लॉट ऑफ आई थिंक फीमेल फैन फॉलोइंग होगी इनमें से.
ऑफ कोर्स.
वेल, साउथ कोरिया बैंक कर रही होगी कि आज फॉलोअर्स के अलावा गोल्स भी यहाँ पे देखने को
और
मिले.
वाली जस्ट क्विकली राउंड ऑफ 16 के फिक्चर्स जो आ गए हैं कंफर्म ने, मैं पढ़ लेता हूँ. ये आर्टिकल भी है khelnow.com पे, जहाँ जाके पढ़ सकते हैं. सो टुमारो बाय द वे, नेदरलैंड वर्सेस यूएसए, राउंड ऑफ 16 8:30 PM इंडियन स्टैंडर्ड टाइम. Big game. Argentina versus Australia in the evening, late night, not evening in Qatar. 12:30 AM, of course. So big game. These two games again tomorrow. Yes. Then 4th of December, France is playing Poland. 8:30 PM. England, Senegal. Good game. 12:30 AM. 5th December, Japan versus Croatia. Okay. I think Japan will be leaping that they can beat this Croatia team. It's 8:30 PM. Then of course, same day there is a winner of Group G, which I think should be Brazil.
From this, Brazil.
G is Brazil, yes. And runner of Group H, which should be out of any team which finished second in this group. Then on 6th of December, there is Morocco versus Spain. I think Morocco will be again, just like Japan will, you know, feel that they can beat the Spain team.
And defensively, they have been good. So.
Yes, and then winner of Group H, which is this group, Portugal. Which runner up against Group G, which is Brazil group. I think that group is already not decided by the way. Still Brazil runner up is not decided. So I think these are the round of 16 fixtures, and I think let's see what happened, you know, going ahead, and you know if some of these teams can qualify and change the dynamics. But I think big fixtures straight away tomorrow. You are in the most, you know, important phase of the tournament.
Well, शुरुआत मैंने ऐसे की थी. I think उस टाइम माइक नहीं चल रहा था, आशीष भी थोड़े से कहीं बिजी थे, लेकिन मैंने ये बोला था शुरुआत में कि इट्स बीन अ टॉप सीटर राइड सो फार एलेक्स. इट्स बीन अ रोलर कोस्टर राइड. इट्स बीन एन एंथ्रिलिंग, एक्सिलरेटिंग अफेयर इन द वर्ल्ड कप, एंड इन स्पाइट ऑफ ऑल व्हाट्स बीन हैपनिंग बिहाइंड द सीन्स, आई थिंक इट हैज बीन वन ऑफ द मोस्ट एंटरटेनिंग football events, because to run you by as to what all has happened, Saudi Arabia has beaten Argentina, Tunisia has beaten France, Japan beat Germany and Spain, Morocco topped the group with Croatia and Belgium.
Who would have thought?
So who would have thought? So before wrapping it up, I just want to know what is the reason behind the World Cup being so open this time around.
And Lukaku missing 4 times. Who would have thought?
I've seen that before though.
that many would have thought that he would have missed this many
Chelsea
chances.
fans and United fans are aware of that.
Chelsea वाले सोच रहे हैं क्या है यार, कहाँ से निकाले इसको बाहर. मतलब रोनाल्डो को तो मैनचेस्टर यूनाइटेड ने कर दिया, शॉर्ट आउट, हम कैसे करें, तो कॉन्ट्रैक्ट भी टर्मिनेट नहीं करेगा हमारे साथ.
Right. So Ashish, what has been the reason for the openness? मतलब इतना
I think see one thing is it's happening between the season, so that that makes in terms of energy, players are more fitter. So these were games are going end to end, you know.
Right.
Where everybody is coming in the peak of their fitness, other than who players are injured. So that's the major reason. So in terms of intensity, that's why the games are intense.
Yes.
Because the players are fit, they are coming in the mid-season. That's one reason, I think. Another reason is, see, some of these teams, Wales,
Yes.
Canada, they are new to the World Cup, you know, and some of other teams which you're talking about, Japan, you know, veteran to the World Cup,
Right.
Australia,
Right.
veteran in the World Cup, you know, maybe say, I have to check for the Morocco, but as Morocco has played couple of the World Cup, this is not the first appearance for sure.
This is the first time that we've made it after 1986 in the knockouts.
In the knockout, but Morocco, what they have done good,
Yeah.
Morocco, Senegal, they have kind of got their origin player to play for them.
Right.
They have Hakim Ziyech, Hakimi. They are
Yusuf
big
En-Nesyri,
players.
yes.
You know, they are big players in Europe. So they've somehow asked them, you know, commit to us. We're trying to make an impact in the World Cup. What impact they have made in the World Cup? So I think the strategies of these nations, you have to give credit to the lesser teams. You know, the Japan, the South Korea have done good well till now. They're big game in the hand. I think they have everything to make an impact today, and you know, maybe make a upset to beat this Portuguese second string squad, because Ronaldo is not firing. Maybe Ronaldo can score, but if South Korea can go and score early goal, I think tough for Portugal to come back in because वो motivation की कमी होगी. So I think it's a good World Cup overall, but you can't say that it just is happening Qatar is नहीं. It's a mid-season World Cup.
Yeah.
Intensity, fitness wise, all players are better, so intense हो रहा है, and quality of teams are also there, you know, because see Japan का मैं बोलूँगा कि Spain, Germany upset जरूर है on papers, but Japan as a squad coming to this World Cup was a good squad. You know, people will feel that Germany and Spain had a better squad, but they are not coming as a better team. On paper, the squad might be better, but they're not coming as a team. So I think that's the reason, and I think it's a great marketing for the game. You know, because World Cup is going 48 teams.
Yes.
Next World Cup, and there are already, you know, some negative reports in Europe and US that why FIFA is doing it. They're going to kill the vibe of the World Cup and everything. We might have some dead rubbers. We'll have more stories like these. You know, the story of the story of Canada, the story of South Korea, the story of Japan. You know, we have seen Croatia's story last year. For example, last time they went to the finals. You know, so I think it's a good. See, it's a 4-year tournament. Cricket की तरह नहीं हर 2 साल में World Cup हो रहा है. तो I think it's a 4-year tournament. We can afford to have some dead rubbers, you know. But there are, for some nation to just be in the World Cup. As an Indian, I will die to be, you know, have my country in the World Cup. I don't care about the scoreline. Just to be there on merit, sing our national anthem is our dream. It's not the winning the World Cup. It's just be there in the World Cup. For us, there are many countries like India who want to be there, and this, you know, the number of increase in the team is a great. Maybe they will find a balance. Maybe not 48 teams, maybe 40 teams. Somehow in the next World Cups they can do it. I think it's great marketing for the overall game. You know, to have this competitive World Cup, and let's hope we get a new winner maybe this time.
You never know. It just might be the tournament. Alex, anything before we wrap it up? Anything else that you would like to say?
Anything, भाई मैं भी बिल्कुल वो हूँ कि यार ये वाला वर्ल्ड कप इज रियली अनएक्सपेक्टेड बिकॉज़
और अभी सिर्फ ग्रुप स्टेजेस चल रहे हैं.
हाँ, our favorites are getting knocked out. और my favorite.
Your favorite.
और my favorite.
Use that scarf.
हाँ, ये मैं बोल चुका हूँ, आंसू पोंछने के लिए अब यूज होगा मेरे. तो हाँ, तो फिर ये तो पूरा ही बिल्कुल वो है, इतना अनएक्सपेक्टेड बिल्कुल वो है कि kudos if anyone is the script writer here कि kudos भाई kudos बहुत वो है. It also shows कि जैसे एक आर्गुमेंट था कि अगर ये किसी यूरोपियन कंट्री में हो रहा होता तो जो रेफरीज हैं आई थिंक वो ना स्लाइटली बड़ी टीम्स को ज्यादा प्रेफर करते हैं, बट यहाँ पे वार जो है वो काफी न्यूट्रल एक एस्पेक्ट में चला.
Except for matches in which Messi appears, that's for Argentina. And Ronaldo. That's the only. But yeah, I think VR has also done really well. And script writers के बारे में आपने बात की इस वर्ल्ड कप में. यार मुझे वर्ल्ड कप कम और अब्बास मस्तान की फिल्म ज्यादा लग रही है. That's a really bad joke. And on that note, I think we should be wrapping it up. So
before wrapping up, I'll just say कि हाँ, don't be Lukaku, please don't be Sharsho.
Prediction कर दी मैं इस मैचेस की.
या घाना वाले की तो ले ली थी हमने.
दो टीम्स कौन सी क्वालिफाई होगी, चलो ये पता करते हैं.
I think South Korea, Portugal.
South Korea and Portugal. All right. What about you?
Portugal.
I'm also going with Portugal's already qualified. So Ghana. Definitely. And the other group, उसमें से कौन क्या लगता है आपको? Uruguay?
I think Uruguay.
Sorry, he's in this group. Yes. Brazil, Cameroon, Serbia, Switzerland. So एक बार टेबल भी आप दोनों देख लो.
मैं देख लेता हूँ. Brazil is qualified 6 points, Switzerland 3 points. Same situation like this group. Cameroon 1, Serbia 1.
Alright. So ब्राजील का किसके साथ मैच है अभी? कैमरून के साथ.
Cameroon, Brazil is Cameroon and Switzerland, Serbia.
लेकिन ब्राजील जो है हालांकि वो काफी प्लेयर्स को रेस्ट करेगी, लेकिन उनके पास ऐसी क्वालिटी है ना कि वो 2 टीम्स खड़ी कर सकती
Yeah,
है.
but they look toothless without Neymar, by the way.
I think
And there's a rumor that Neymar might make some bench appearance or something in this game. So let's see if
so you think Cameroon have a good chance of beating Brazil?
See, Tunisia has done that. If they can beat the B team of France, I'm sure Cameroon has everything in them to beat the B team of Brazil. I think South Korea has everything in them to beat the B team of Portugal. You can see the initial phase till now. It's the South Korea was keeping the possession. It's South Korea was dictating the tempo. But that's the problem. When you play as a favorite, then you can't sometimes win the games. And that's what happened with these teams, you know. One of these teams who doing well in one game, Saudi Arabia, for example. Japan, for example, that game against Costa Rica came at a bad time for them. If they played Germany or Spain back to back, it would have better for them to be underdog in both the games. वो switch करना मुश्किल, बटन तो नहीं है भैया. Switch on कर दो आज underdog बन जाएंगे. Switch on कर दो आज क्या switch off कर दो आज favorite बन जाएंगे. तो वो एक थोड़ा मुश्किल होता है. But let's see if South Korea can live the tag, not of favorite, but dictating the tempo of the game.
तो दूसरे ग्रुप में कौन क्वालिफाई हो रहा है ब्राजील के अलावा, आशीष?
I think I will like to see Cameroon to go through.
Okay, so Brazil and Cameroon and Portugal have already scored. Yes, they have.
Yes.
So South Korean dreams पे जो है थोड़ा सा एक डेंट यहाँ पे लग चुका है.
VAR भी हो सकता है.
And VAR हो सकता है, but I honestly feel that is going to be a goal. However, कल 1-0 जो था, Spain was also leading at the 11th minute thanks to an Alvaro Morata goal, and we all know what happened. The rest
अनिल मालू Inside Indian Football next Friday start कर रहे हैं. अब 5 से 6 बजे ही करेंगे, I think hopefully. And then once Kabaddi is over, the Inside Indian Football will go to the usual time of 6 to 7 ही करते थे पहले हम. 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Hopefully we'll restart that. The programming point, we just got occupied with everything, office shift, studio shift, and these tournaments, major tournaments came in a wrong time for it. And I think we'll back to the Friday. I think that's better instead of doing any other day. I think that's it. So Wali, over to you.
Yeah, Brazil and Alex.
ब्राजील तो
Delo is the assist. It looks like.
Yeah, Delo assist.
साले खिलाते ही, sorry, but खिलाते क्यों नहीं है भाई?
I understand your emotions.
It's Manchester United World Cup. World Cup is coming to Manchester. कहीं भी जाए.
Regardless of
आ गया
what
Manchester ही आएगा Alex. लिवरपूल नहीं जाएगा.
कितने भी upset
लिवरपूल तो
हो
वैसे भी नहीं जा सकता. जा सकता है.
इंडिया का फ्लैग देखा मैंने वहाँ पे.
फबिनो लेके जा सकते हैं I think if Brazil wins, right? और कोई प्लेयर तो
है नहीं ना.
फबिनो है ना ब्राजील में.
है स्क्वाड में.
है. एलिसन भी है वैसे.
एलिसन भी है.
तो आप ब्राजील के लिए गन करो. और कौन है? लिवरपूल का प्लेयर तो है ही नहीं.
कोनाटे.
At France. और फ्रांस के चांसेस थोड़े कम है. तो
regardless of what happens, कितने भी अपसेट हो जाए, कब मैनचेस्टर यूनाइटेड आएगा.
वर्ल्ड कप तो मैनचेस्टर यूनाइटेड आ रहा है, तो आई थिंक दैट्स अ पॉजिटिव. बट आई थिंक दैट शोज डेलो शुड बी प्लेइंग. See, Cancelo is not a bad player, but Cancelo, he's a part of a Pep system now.
Right.
So he's a very safe in his approach. So maybe the run which Delo made for that assist which Portugal have scored, I think maybe Cancelo would have not made that run, if you ask me. And I think a fantastic run from him, and shows. I think this lad, Mourinho, have to give him credit. When Manchester United signed him, nobody know about him because he didn't play much at a professional level. And the amount of money we paid for him, Mourinho said that in upcoming fullbacks, he will be best of his generation. And people used to laugh on Mourinho, and because Mourinho, क्योंकि हम लोगों को कुछ दिखा नहीं.
Right.
He was just step over and inshallah I will cross and walai, ऐसा हाल था डेलो के साथ. But the loan to AC Milan.
Right.
Worked for him. Emergence of Erik ten Hag, who likes to play attacking fullback.
But his fitness as well.
It's not Delo's attacking play I'm surprised with. It's the
Defensively,
defensive awareness, defensive position, defensive game. Overall, he has improved this season. Is great, and I think looks like he's going towards that favorite, that tag which Mourinho said that he will be best of his generation. And I think we're living in the world of Arnold who play for Liverpool, but he is one-dimensional fullback, right? Defensive, he is very exposed.
Yes.
Delo is kind of
Adaptable.
Adapting
he
both
can
of
switch.
them.
He can switch.
I think now, and he was just like Ta, defensive awareness नहीं थी पहले, and I think वो आ चुकी उनके game में, and I think maybe this performance he might play for Portugal.
Did he give you a prediction for the second group, Alex? Brazil and?
Somewhere ब्राजील तो चली गई. Somewhere अगर आज सर्बिया अपना मैच जीत जाए स्विट्जरलैंड से तो फिर वो भी क्वालिफाई हो सकती है because then they'll have 4 points.
So you're going with Brazil and Serbia?
Serbia.
Okay, so Brazil and Serbia. I think it's going to be Brazil and Switzerland. So yeah, that's my prediction. And यार एक बार फिर से वो concluding remarks तुमने line मारी थी ना रोमेलू लुकाकू, फिर से बोलो ताकि we can wrap it up in style.
So guys, please don't be like Romelu Lukaku, and please don't miss our show. So
yeah,
हम कल मिलेंगे.
That's about it. Stay tuned and keep watching Khel Now TV for more World Cup related content. Take care, guys.